Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Nerdy Boys Reviews, NBR. We're your host, I'm Scott.
I'm Christian.
And hope everybody's having a good week this week. This week we have Flash vs. Arrow, Part 1.
Essentially in Part 1, the Arrow crew, they come to Central City to enlist the help of Star Labs so they can track down the Boomerang guy. Because they found a boomerang that was used to murder some Asian guy who was kind of important, I guess. And that leads to a Barry Ollie team up. Great. But things kind of go wrong when Barry gets hit with some rage-inducing eyeball power. Some rainbow magic you got. From Prism, a.k.a. Rainbow Raider, a.k.a. whatever you want to call him. And that pits him against Ollie. And in the meantime... Eddie's trying to pit everybody against the Flash.
What would be your top 5 moments in this episode?
Okay, so my favorite overall moment was at the end, which has nothing to do with the episode. But you see Firestorm, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like, the effects look cool, and I was just so excited.
It was awesome. It was, I agree. That scene was cool.
And then, like, there was some great comedy moments, like Cisco doing Yoda. He's like, a Jedi craves not these things. Talking about the rage and stuff. And then he had that little, like, side comment where he's just like, ooh, a freeze gun would come in pretty handy right now. That was great, too. And then I know you agree with me on Diggle.
Yeah.
Tell me about how funny Diggle was.
Man, that shit was hilarious. Yeah, like, just straight up, like Diggle had never seen Barry in action, never used his powers before, and all of a sudden, Barry just shows up to their little hideout, I guess.
They were just, like, out on the outskirts, kind of.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
and
Diggle was just like...
fries.
Yeah, and, like, Diggle was just, like, dumbfounded. He was just like... You're fast. You're pretty fast. She was, like, hilarious, though. Yeah.
You can't forget the great action scene, Oliver versus the Flash.
Yep. So, my top 5 moments. Definitely agree on 3 of them with you. So, definitely, like, the action scene with Barry and the Arrow, where they're actually fighting each other, you know,
not just shooting the Flash in the back.
Yep. It was a great scene. Like, it was super cool seeing, like, Barry do his thing, like, super speed, just, like, running, doing, like, little 1,000 punches.
Yeah.
But then, like, the Arrow's in there trying to counteract and predict his movements, and he actually gets some hits on him, which is pretty cool. He tries to escape. Barry wasn't having that shit, so he tried to throw him off the building.
Yeah.
Like, that was super cool.
That was awesome.
But then, I also, like, so... Another top moment for me was the Diggle reaction. Like, I just couldn't stop laughing. Like, brought me to tears. It's so funny. And then the last one that I agree with you on is Cisco's little Yoda impression. Like, that shit had me weak as well. Like, I was just laughing throughout this whole episode. And then my favorite scene is when Barry grabs Felicity.
Oh, yeah.
And speeds to Star Labs. And her clothes catches on fire. She's so hot. It's ridiculous. Like,
and Cisco's reaction.
Yeah, Cisco had, like, the same reaction as I probably had. I was just like, I'm never going to forget this moment. But then, so, my number 5 moment would be the cool little training that they did. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. And how Oliver tricked Barry, made him look like an idiot, basically.
Yeah, because, I mean, he really just run into everything, you know? Like, he doesn't ever think about it, and, like, it's kind of just pig-headed almost, and, like, young and naive, and doesn't really understand how hard life can be, even though he hasn't had an easy life, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, that covers, like, the action stuff and the comedy stuff, but, like, the drama was also good, like, the strife between Ollie and even, like, Wells doesn't like him, Joe West doesn't like him, like, that's all kind of drama stuff. And then you have Eddie trying to take down the Flash.
Yeah.
Which leads to the Flash, when he's angry, trying to take down Eddie.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's not just him trying to take down the Flash. He's also just so angry that, he has Barry's girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, Barry gets super jealous, which just sends him into a rage.
Yeah, and like I don't know if Eddie's dislike for the Flash kind of comes from his jealousy, maybe that Iris likes the Flash so much.
Yeah.
You know, and like Iris just super turns around on the Flash like that.
Yeah, dude, that really bothered me. Like, she's so up on the Flash, and she's like defending him to everybody, like Barry, Joe, Eddie, you know, just like everybody. And like one thing happens, and she doesn't even like give him the benefit of the doubt of like all the good that he's done in that city, and like doesn't even give him a chance to explain. And she just like turns around on him like,
yeah,
you're hot, but like you're a bitch too. Like honestly, like.
I mean, it's okay because we all know that they're gonna end up together.
Yeah, I mean, of course we all do know that, but they better.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty awkward if they didn't.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I feel like a lot of people were like thinking like, oh, this is like Eddie's origin as a Reverse Flash, but that's not gonna happen. So what would you grade this episode?
Oh man, there's just nothing wrong with this episode. Like it was just so great. Like A++. You know, just perfect 10 out of 10 episode. Like both the episode, part 1 and part 2, just fantastic.
Yeah.
If you had to grade it, what would you give it?
I would definitely give this episode like a A+. You know, A++.
No A++.
It's really good.
Copycat.
Like I feel like this episode really gave the fans everything they wanted. You know. And I really loved the use of the Rainbow Raider, how he wasn't like the main focus of the episode.
Yeah.
And they just used him kind of like as a tool. And he's a wonky villain, you know, like but they used him for a perfect kind of like plot tool, you know. And like you don't even see him capture him. That's how important he is.
Yeah, exactly. He was just a platform for a reason for the Arrow to stay in the city. You know.
Yeah.
Because like I mean, of course that they were gonna ask, you know, Team Flash for some help, like with like some stuff, but like wasn't it like they had tracked him down there or something?
Well,
or, like,
they pretty much already knew
leads?
they pretty much already knew for like the stuff about the boomerang. So
yeah,
they
exactly.
Stay. But like, what do you think about Harrison Wells revealing the Arrow's secret identity?
He's playing his hand, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's like every week everybody's like starting to piece stuff together. It's like, you know, Harrison Wells is a puzzle, and you know, just little by little, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.
And Ollie actually kind of knew something was off with him. He was like, "There's something wrong with that guy," you know. So
yeah, and he usually always follows through on his instincts, like.
Yeah.
So definitely wouldn't be surprised if he does like a lot of digging into him, and then like finds something, and then comes to Barry like in another crossover. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and I love seeing the growth of Joe West because he's always grown as a character. Like I love how kind of he was like really against the Arrow, and then at the end, you know, he's kind of like, you know, I doubted you, but you know, like you're really a good guy, you know. So
yeah.
What the heck was up with Iris's like? If she was gonna cheat on someone, she would do it with Oliver Queen. The heck?
Yeah, it was a bit awkward. It was like alright.
Yeah, so Oliver's kid is alive too, Connor Hawk.
It's true.
Just saying.
Apparently this guy didn't see it coming. He was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I was like, I seen it.
I seen it
coming.
Yeah.
You know?
So.
It's alright.
Alright.
So that's all I got. What about you,
That's all I got.
That's all we got, guys.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm Christian.
I'm Scott.
We are the Nerdy Boys. Stay
Nerdy
boys.